Hello, how you doing, beautiful person? Welcome back finally to the channel. You forgot maybe that you saw my other videos. I got maybe 20 other videos. In case you forgot me, we are the forces of freedom and fascism, where we uncover and expose in a wide variety of ways forces of fascism, and we promote freedom of speech, absolutism, providing solutions, I hope, for freedom, because we're on a collision course to either nuclear war or it could be fascism, more fascism than we already have. So we also see a new phenomenon. I guess, oh yeah, by the way, this is Charlie Kirk. This is about the Charlie Kirk assassination. Get that out of the way. So yeah, I should have an off-topic alarm set up with AI. So let me know in the comments below, going off topic, good, bad, whatever your input is. Yeah, so we also have a new phenomenon now. Paid propagandists isn't a new thing. That's not new in TV and newspaper world, or the old media, let's say. Like, what's a newspaper? It's certainly new in the internet world. Pushing narratives for criminals, similar to the media blackout that I consider the TV news, CNN versus Fox. Do you watch any of those? That's just total media blackout. I'm eager to throw some info at you. But, oh, by the way, I don't know why I'm purple. I just noticed that. George Webb thinks he's got audio problems. I guess I must need an update. Either that or this is seasonal depression. But no, I'm snapping out of it and feeling pretty good. Yeah, purple. Okay, we're gonna try to fix that up next time. Just an update. But so first, what is this story about? This is supposed to be about Charlie Kirk, but honestly, it's going to be a bit all over the place. I'm going to save you a lot of time. I've seen every video of every honest and dishonest YouTuber. And even the honest make mistakes. Yeah, we'll be covering a couple of mistakes as well, too. I never make mistakes. The channel will bring the best and most pertinent highlights. But anyway, this is the setup of the environment we live in, that allowed for a great young man, yeah, to be gunned down by an assassination squad. Okay, that's out of the gate. So I'm going to say it plainly. That's what it is. The assassination squad is complete with a two-man distraction team. So I'm excited to get everything all out to you at once. And you have to tell me to slow down. But let me know in the comments again. So I have to get some things I'm just going to throw at you, and you can post it on X and say allegedly, just to cover yourself. You don't want Erica using her laser stare to, I guess, incinerate you, whatever. But so, yeah, remember to protect yourself, allegedly. And yeah, so you can throw it out there. Yeah, so let's go through some of these here. Oh, motive. When you're thinking about, let's say, motive, for instance. So a furry trans lover assassin is the official narrative that they're trying to get you to believe. You know, if I had a furry, that's pretty exciting. If you have your own furry, you like to feed it and pet it, and I would stay home with my furry. You know, if I had a furry, oh man, if I had a furry, I'd be, yeah, I wouldn't be risking losing my beautiful furry. No way. No, I'm hanging on to that furry. That's my furry. And I'm going to risk never seeing my furry again. I'm going to risk life in jail. Do something, commit a murder that I've never done before, and lose my furry. I'll never see my furry again. I would not do that. No. So yeah, motives, right? Yeah, here's 150 million. So I'm talking about, like, if you think about he comes from this place called TPUSA, this organization. Did he found the organization, or did it get him into it at the beginning? We can take a look at that. It's not as important. Here are the so here's 150 million reasons for them to, as a motivation. Like, they have a huge list. Like, I'm not saying this is put them all together. If you put them all together, there's going to be a huge list, just a massive list of motivations. Boom, 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 boom. I don't know how many of them we can count them after. But anyway, here's 150 million. Assertion Netanyahu bribed Charlie Kirk with $150 million prior to his death. Charlie refused. Now, that's an American. There's not too many people who's refused the money. Trump, and I have the receipt on the Trump, 230 million, 250 million, around there. But I don't have, but both sides of the aisle basically got a bunch of money, so it doesn't matter who won, really. What do I have here? Unraveling the mystery of who assassinated Charlie Kirk and why. Look at this. I like this. That's why I just want to put. This is a great thing to put underneath your news media. Anti-state, anti-war, pro-market, anti-war. This is a great thing to put under there. So it talks about this, about, you can pause and read it if you want. So here we got, I want to say a word about a few things about this. So saying the same thing up here, somehow Bill Ackman is involved in it, I don't know. But Trump and Netanyahu, so this is the person who's really running the United States of Israel, and this is like a negotiator. So I don't want to be a Trump derangement victim. There's a phenomenon from propaganda. There's a thing called Trump derangement. And these people think that overstating the value of your real estate, getting a loan and paying it off, is an indictable felony. You know? Do they have a reason to hate Donald Trump? Yeah, of course. But man, these guys can't, for them to be able to grab a valid point as to why they hate them is impossible for them. Absolutely impossible. What else do they believe? Impeachable offense. Oh yeah, when he was trying to find information on an actual quid pro quo between Biden, because there's that whole Burisma scandal, he's trying to find information out about it. I want to know that information. Everybody, America, should want to know that information. No, Trump derangement victims, yeah, he should be impeached. Perfect. It wasn't a perfect phone call. so they will not have a valid reason for not liking him. So, okay, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt here. I believe he is not in control. So you have 2 assassination attempts, and you have also he was shot full of cash, $250 million cash shot at him, plus 2 assassination attempts. 20-year-old. We've got a lot of too many of these. You kind of put 2 and 2 together. 20-year-old shooters. We got America seems to have its over quota of 20-year-old shooters. Weird. Has nothing to do with ROTC, maybe. No, it doesn't. And it doesn't have anything to do with military intelligence and things. But, or Thomas Crooks with a bank account of foreign bank accounts with $850,000 in it. Probably has nothing to do with that, but wow. Didn't get to spend too much of it. It's how you could get them to do it. That's just amazing. What I think about this whole situation here is he's a negotiator. He controls, maybe, I'm talking about Trump controls maybe 10% and the guy on the left controls 90% of what goes on here. And what he negotiated was, okay, I'll give you Venezuela and Argentina. So they purchased Argentina basically for 50 billion, and they've taken out Maduro. They made him commit a war crime, but it was negotiated. So we have these two for one deal. So you get a 2-country deal, and Trump is going to leave Iran alone, so we don't have nuclear war. Happy? I'm happy with that. Relatively. Not. I don't want to be a black pill person. There's some things that we could do more about this, obviously, but so we don't have a completely destroyed Earth because Russia would have. That would have been the start of nuclear war. Iran, war with Iran. They put 6 holes in the ground in Iran. Is that good enough? And so that was definitely not good enough for the owner of the United States. So he Netanyahu, or Boris. I should refer to him as Boris Malakowski. So because that was his name, he changed his name so it's more sounding. He's a certified white guy, and that's why they have it illegal. I don't know what do we got next here. Hunter. Oh, okay. All right. So yeah, let's move along with this. Okay, this section is about ballistics, which proves 100% beyond a shadow of a doubt Tyler Robinson innocent of the Charlie Kirk shooting. Official narrative bogus. Remember that Bill and Ted's Bogus Adventure? What is it? Cash and Bongino's Bogus Adventure. What's the first tip off of the Charlie Kirk thing? Is this ballistics? Why is a moose in our car? So I used to live in a place in northern Quebec, je peux parler un peu de français, where moose hunting was a very big thing, okay? And they would actually mount it, and to this day, even though this is an old picture of 1979, you can still mount a something like this. You see every second car actually have a moose head on top of their vehicle somehow. If the police stop you and you say, that's a beautiful ornament, you're going to get a big fine, unless you say, it's what you say that counts, right? So to the police, if you're stopped, you have to say, I am merely transporting a moose to a location other than where I live. Boom. Bye. Have a nice day. That's it. If you say, yes, it is a nice ornament, bang, you get slapped with a fine. So anyway, off topic alert. Off topic. I'll have that AI set up so that way I'll be tuned into everything. But anyway, I used to live in this place, northern Quebec, and my friends there, right, the moose hunters, would talk about my 30-06 rifle, my 30-06, or Franglish slang, my 30-06, and was used for big game like moose, black bear, wolf, but moose was big, so you use the 30-06, big game. The 22 was used for rabbit and partridge. So the right tool for the right job, right? So the Charlie Kirk news story, as it progressed, I was like, wait, where's the exit wound? Because my friends back home, man, they brag so hard about their rifles, what it could do capability-wise. So I knew something's up. That's obvious. And then from the FBI, constant lies and contradictions, and a phenomenon emerged from the official narrative called what I call selective transparency. So we're coining terms here. So if I could get you to call Merriam-Webster to add that. Anyway, characteristics of cover-up. So characteristics of cover-up. In other words, releasing video of someone running off the roof and jumping down, but nothing getting into position and firing, despite cameras everywhere. Yeah, that's a definition of selective transparency. Obvious cover-up, right? Well, it's just there's a list of anomalies. There's a list of contradictions. There's a list of, let's say, of but it's also a long list, and it's a growing list of these things plus motivations. There's three lists that are already long and that are growing, and that is lies. Let's say by TPUSA. Candace puts out a good list of those. There's a list of anomalies we'll get into, and there's a growing list of motivations. So yeah, you and I are this is great. This is great. So you and I are becoming more intelligent news viewers. So just another benefit from doing this and watching this. So we learned a lot here, and so more videos, please. It's easy and fun, right? So I'm bring a friend next time. All right, next section, X, Twitter, and I should take a moment to talk about Iran. There's a post I put up there. So yeah, Trump put 6 holes in the ground in Iran. I don't think his masters are happy with that. Here's this briefly. So he's an employee, unfortunately, after the 2 assassination attempts. One ROTC kid and one guy CIA. Or was he CIA? Or was it a CIA wannabe? Right? What was his name? It was Ryan something. I don't know much about it. See, and this is for you. Maybe this is for you to go down and to look into to research. So put comments down below if you know anything about this guy, about the second attempt on Trump's life. Was the guy in the bushes while he was golfing, and I hardly know anything about it. Well, what's funny about that is you never know, right? You never know when you go down a particular avenue of investigation whether or not it could unravel the whole the whole story. You never know, or what parts of the story that it unravels. That's the interesting part about all of this, right? So if you know anything about this second attempt on Trump's life, let me know, because I really don't know too much about it. So yeah, propaganda. I have because you know what, I could be propagandized. You never know. A propagandized person is doesn't know that they're propagandized. So a note about the human brain, we are subject to propaganda and repetition. Boomers and Gen X may have Islamophobia left over from the Bush era, the wars in Iraq, the war, Afghanistan. 19 Saudi Arabians ran planes into the towers. That means, remember when we attacked Saudi Arabia? That would make sense, right? Let's not do things that make sense. Let's attack Well, they trained in Afghanistan for 2 weeks. Let's attack them. But they trained in Florida for like 2 months. Why didn't we attack Florida? Remember when we attacked Florida? Because they trained there for more than Afghanistan. Don't remember that. Okay. So yeah, the anti-Muslim, that is a thing here. Here I have my X feed, Forces of Freedom and Fascism, here on X. These are all the flavors of propaganda. Anti-Iran, of course. Oh boy, the 1953 thing, Mossadegh. They have a reason. If they do happen to hate us, they definitely have a reason. They had a perfectly good secular democracy. And women were wearing blue jeans. CIA doesn't like hates democracies. That's a big story. I'm not off-topic alert. Christian Zionism is, these two don't go together. They just simply don't go together. If you read a little bit of the Bible every single day, I've never once come across or come away with, yeah, support Netanyahu unconditionally, bless them, bless blah, blah, blah. Yeah, no. Or there's just plain pro this word. Muslim bashing, left versus the whole concept. Because like I said, it wouldn't have mattered. Trump the same things would have happened. They own both sides of the aisle. You can go into, I should pull up that receipt, but I will pull it up at one particular point in time, and it tells you exactly how much money that they got from this crazy animal called APAC. That's the money we see. There's money, all kinds of money we don't see. There could be a briefcase full of cash. In the end, they could, meet you somewhere, bring a briefcase full of cash. Nobody would ever know about that. So the whole concept of left versus right, I see the same people. One guy who had a Chinese girlfriend, and she was a honeypot, and he was being grilled by a certain congressperson. And now that the Republican's in, here's the same Republican up on the stand answering questions from this guy that had the Chinese honeypot that was questioned while the Democrats were. So it's funny, the good guy and the bad guy, they just switched partners. That's all they did. They switched partners. It's like a WWF match, so it's irrelevant. Republicans. So there's a whole concept: left versus right, Democrat versus Republican, furry trans assassin lover versus neo-Nazi white supremacists. That whole thing there, it is, if you believe that there's a system that offers choice, that whole thing there, that is propaganda. I'll be talking about that a lot. But anti-Candace, why is there paid propaganda for anti-Candace, anti-Tucker? Anyone that becomes too popular, insert truth secret du jour here, and you see, anti-Ma'am Danny. So they tried equating Ma'am Danny with September the 11th, 2001, and that worked. This is hopeful because that worked like a lead balloon. So that's propaganda gone wrong. Propaganda gone wrong. And I didn't mention a lot of things here. What goes with this the pro-Zionism thing, this Christian Zionism, they're wanting to train like 1,000 pastors in Israel on how to twist the Bible around. The other thing I want to say about, we have in Minnesota, let's say, we have the Somalians, and that is true. So the tens of millions of dollars. Ottawa, Canada, we have way more than Minnesota does, and I've spent very wonderful, beautiful people. I could have told you though that, yeah, we had a guy, Mohammed. He traveled across Canada, go to province, picked up a check, uh, social services they call it here, a welfare check, and he was just, oh hey, you're back from your trip. Yeah, had a good time. He's just loaded with cash. So he in each there's 10 provinces. You pick one up in each. Yeah, I've sat on beautiful Arabic floors, sharing a bowl of rice with a group of Somalian people, and they're not so many times they're they're not, are they going to implement Sharia law? You know, second generation, especially second and third generation that we're on right now, you would have to tell them what Sharia law is. So this scare, Sharia law, that's great. It's just not. I like to do more of that. Do some shoe leather on that one, just to just to show to people that they're not taking, or they're a rival to anything that is. And I got to start speaking in code here. Who's that? Coach Colin uses Philadelphia. I'll say the colonizers of Palestine. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But there's going to be code. We got to have code in this because of. I'll show you why. Because of the censorship, and there's some antiseptic laws that comes out of Jake TV there. Okay. Come on track. Am I on track? Okay. Gosh. See, this is yeah, what I mean here. So anyway, yeah, okay, Iran, human brain, Christians, bridges communication. Oh yeah, so yeah, boomers and Gen X may have Islamophobia left over from the Bush era. As Christians, as a Christian person, we should open up bridges of communication to them, to Muslims, say, instead of passing legislation, kicking them out and stuff, because they already believe in Jesus. That's right. As opposed to somebody who believes that Jesus is in hell in a big bowl of, and I'm not going to even say, it's too horrible to mention. So we live in a world full of brainwashing for agendas, cover-ups, whatever reason, criminal activities, basically. Always important to remind myself of this fact. A propagandized mind doesn't know it's propagandized. So for me in 2006, that's 20 years ago, I realized we live in a complete media blackout. So when you pop out of it, it's like a flash. So Candace and Charlie recently, maybe even just a year ago, let's say, or a couple of years ago, must have had this same pop or gestalt. So they were in a heavy pro-Zionist environment, and they were able to snap out of it. Some people never do. If you're a pro sports watcher, let's say, you watch professional wrestling or football and all these sports, so you'll never snap out of it. So I'm going to throw the something at you again, and sometimes it's without all the receipts. We'll build on it, but the things that I do throw out, if they're just, I got to get this out now, and just as a statement. So to put it in your mind, you can post it on X if you want, but if it, so just for that particular reason, we'll build up to any of those things that I throw out, hopefully. The second thing to mention is there's two instances of counterintelligence in this Charlie Kirk story that they've released. So that's what I'm throwing out to you right now. counterintelligence, and YouTubers are taking this seriously. Like even the honest YouTubers are getting sucked in and misdirected by it. So I'm going to leave that to the end. So please remind me, and it's worth sticking around for it too. Funny stuff, funny stuff. So this the whole concept of now fake YouTubers. So they're like dressed up as, they might have beanies on their head and they look like complete imbeciles, and you think this has got to be an independent person. Can't be a professional, like an anchor. When you look at a news anchor all beautifully trimmed with their suit, shiny looking, perfect, straight out of the narration school or whatever. Anyway, those people can be like I said, they're not going to look like that. They're going to be disguised. You're going to think that they are actually independent. You got to say, man, this person, like I'm purple. You got to know I'm independent, right? But you never know. You never know. So that's it. So yeah. So yeah, the official narrative of this Charlie Kirk shooting proved wrong beyond a shadow of a doubt, 100%. So they have this narrative. Actually, they have there's many flavors of propaganda out there for decades. It's been out there for decades. So if you think this is a new thing, so I'm not talking about the false narrative, left versus right, and furry trans lover, assassin guild, whatever. So right out of the gates, I'll say the assassination was done allegedly, butt covering here, by a coordinated team effort by allegedly TPUSA, allegedly, plus a certain country beginning with the letter I. So it's like code. We need code. It's kind of like what's his name? Coach Colin, Philadelphia. So enjoy him. And the reason we got this code is because there's these antiseptic laws out there. There's another one, Jake TV, and so it's like. Yeah, beginning with the letter I think you know what I'm talking about. It's not Indonesia, okay? Saya bisa berbicara bahasa Indonesia sangat bagus. So, great language. It's the easiest language in the world. I had this is not off topic at all. I friended somebody on Facebook down in Miami. They had an Indonesian wife that they brought over. The second I friended him, his friend's wife. I had a bunch of friends in Indonesia, and believe it or not, I started getting this direct messages. Okay, not just direct messages, direct video messages from these Indonesian ladies. I was like, I never video message. Like, I would run to the shower to grab a shower, put on a different shirt, put on makeup, put on all kinds of things. So I'm so uncomfortable with these video messages. But they've taken to the internet, I guess. And they got nothing here stopping them from direct video messaging to you. And it's like, it's they have no qualms. They'll direct video message you. And the thing about that is it kind of made me realize that, you know what? You can talk to anybody in the whole world. You could talk to anybody in the world, and they do. And I was like, because you can get, and this gets back to, I guess the prop. It does relate to something we're saying here. Propaganda. Um, yeah, it's the West. Okay, so the West, and that's Europe included, America, Canada. They have just huge amounts of propaganda. The worst thing about it is that there's nobody that is there. Then the professionals are only propagandists, and so all the money is going into that and not actually paying legitimate journalists. uh, any legitimate journalists, there's money towards deplatforming them and things like that. So if you can get speak to other people, and now I'm starting to do that quite a bit, because the Indonesian, those ladies showed me, why not? They're doing it. They're doing it without any hesitation at all. Like, of a bit of I'm not it's completely extroverted or like that, but yeah, if you can get, like, say, Russia, for instance, has like 10% of the propaganda that the West have, and that's because there's not all this money going towards. Um, if you took a look at Rachel Maddow, how much money she gets to lie to people every single day and become, that's the problem with Trump derangement people, is mainly because of her. Uh, yeah, and that's it. That's where am I now? That's all I wanted to say. So yeah, different countries have different perspectives, and that's what I'm doing right now, getting a lot of news out of different countries. There's translators as well too. I could pretty much have any language translated in English out of any newspaper in the world that I want to. I'm sorry, I do that, and has resulted in quite a bit of information coming out to me and perspectives. So sorry about that. Right out of the gates, though, that's what I was trying to say. Where am I? Yeah, TPUSA. Letter I. Also, oh yeah, intelligence agencies, and there's at least three that I know of that is involved in all of this, and that's military intelligence and the CIA, FBI, all kinds. Like, there could be more, obviously. There's also, apparently there's a French billionaire. I'm gonna include him in there. So, boom, that's something I was throwing out at you. Throw it on X if you want. But I'll be coming at this from some different angles you maybe haven't seen before, so hang on tight. And what else am I gonna throw out there? Oh yeah, the doggy audit, the doggy audit, the doggy audit, the doggy audit. Boom, there it is. Yeah, yeah. Take it in. The doggy audit. Um, yeah, doggy audit is the last wish of the great founder of TPUSA, Charlie Kirk. The doggy audit, right? So this brings us, as investigators, to the most important, one of the most important motives, uh, because my cute little furry, no way I'm leaving that behind. No way. Risking ever seeing it again, cuddling with it. I love petting it and feeding it. So I got my furry man. I'm lucky not to leave it or risk it. No way. No way. No, motive of the official narrative. That is the motive of the official narrative, about their furry. And as you can see, would you leave it behind? I wouldn't leave it behind, because I love furries. The verdict of the FBI narrative: weak at best, unbelievable at worst. So a little bit more about let's do a bit about the doggy. Very important to Charlie. He's seeing financial strangeness, right? And this is one of the the top motives of the kill team, right? A couple employees own $6 million houses. And there's a great channel, okay? He's a CPA, certified public accountant. On this channel is called Wolves and Finance. So a great public accountant for many years. Great guy, the numbers guy. And he has beautiful wolves, apparently. So I think we'll show his investigation. He's discovered donation money going to a parking lot and other financial anomalies. But the donations are getting, basically they're getting rerouted to different pockets, questionably. But where does that money come from originally? Like, so you have this the donation money, but then you have it going out to these the wrong places, right? Probably most likely illegal. But anyway, the donation money itself, where is that coming from? And there are legitimate donors out there, and also, but then you find out something else, and it becomes where a lot of it comes from. That's a real big story, amazing story. I don't think too many YouTubers knows about that. Maybe there are, and that's not entirely true. There is this one guy or girl, I haven't told you yet, and he's I consider him my professor, just off the chart journalist. All right, I want to take this moment to mention an incredible journalist who has a network of citizen journalists. This person has some of the best information by a light year. This person's name is Candace Owens. No, George Webb. I'm talking about George Webb. Yeah. George Webb in, let's see, what's his?
Hey, hello everybody. George Webb here with Doge and DuPont. They're still barking for that Doge and DuPont.
Oh, we barely hear that, but anyway, that's a picture of him right there. Yeah, so he promotes the burning of shoe leather to get to the truth. He was actually at UVU. So George walked up and down the streets where Tyler walked and went to all the relevant spots in person. This is George Webb. I'm talking about George Webb. So he seems to be burning air mile leather too, because I believe he has a place in Michigan, and this is in Utah, so he gets around. It was George Webb's, amongst so many other things too, though, from walking up and down, burning shoe leather and going to places. The Dairy Queen discovery. Remember the famous Dairy Queen photo where Tyler Robinson was spotted? Let's see if I have it here. Okay. So there it is. George discovers the Dairy Queen was completely shut down. All the cameras ripped out, and the entire place was emptied and scrubbed. That's pretty creepy. Yeah, I see denials online. It's not the same Dairy Queen, but stuff like that, denials. But it's what's across the street that confirms that's the more relevant Dairy Queen. So that's shoe leather confirmation. So what's across the street? There's a field, a UVU field that was used for parts of the training, let's say, of the assassination, possibly. So maybe we'll get into that. Maybe we won't, because I don't have to really. The practicality of, was it Tyler Robinson that shot him, or the proving of, is this an as some kind of conspiracy. I don't have to do that because it's so obvious that it is that that's not really where I'm going to go. And I will cover ballistics though, because it's I'm going to cover a couple of things because just the ballistics alone, right, proves beyond a shadow of a doubt 100%. But George Webb, I don't have as much shoe leather as I'd like, but like this Dairy Queen though, I was talking about a list of anomalies. So there's a huge and growing list of these types of anomalies, but also there's also a huge and growing list of TPUSA lies, contradictions, and there's also I've covered this motives as well too. But if George ever needs my help, I'm here in Florida. There's a lot of evil things going on in Florida. Mar-a-Lago's here and stuff like that. So Tampa, anywhere in Tampa. I wouldn't mind going to Miami. Heck yeah. Orlando, West Palm, whatever. That's where Mar-a-Lago is. So I don't have as much shoe leather as I would like, but more than zero maybe. So by showing up in person, he finds out a few really important things. Like ROTC, that's a key. Did he look at, all of a sudden he found the building that was there when he was walking around UVU. He goes, oh, look what's right beside that, where they found the gun, some area of the bush. And I've been there on, I should have that up on the site. Let's see if I can find that here for you. Okay, so here it is. This is the map. Where is the university? Utah Valley University. So he walks around in the place, that wooded area where the gun was, and lo and behold, hey, what's this? He finds an ROTC building. So that's the type of thing. Boom. Let's take a look at it. Let's take a closer look at that. From a satellite perspective. Do. What are you doing? Satellite? Okay, there we go. So let's zoom in to the wooded area. See, this is the wooded area here, right here, right? Let's bring this down a bit. So he walked in different places, and one of the places he walked through was this wooded area, and he hid this gun. Oh, the story about the stupid gun. They show a picture of a 1990, some type of 1990 stock, and it's supposed to be his grandparents' World War I gun, which I'm pretty sure they used wood. Really sure not some kind of synthetic materials, stylized after World War I. And maybe I'll show you that in a second, just to finish off here. But yeah, what was I saying? So this is it here, and he found the ROTC building. We believe that this could have been a base for the intelligence operation, the whole hit team squad, originating from here, allegedly, and then the gun itself. So I don't know where they got that picture of a gun. They just randomly got it off of the internet. But here's, here it is, easy as peasy if you want to. Okay, so this is it right here. Beautiful. As you can see, it's made out of wood. And it looks old-fashioned. And it looks like it has one. Man, that guy had one. It looks like he's got one shot to make. This is like a single action. You have to load every bullet. Man, he's lucky he didn't miss, right? So there's some with, here's one as an example of with a scope mounted on it. Yeah, World War I 98 Mauser, and beautiful looking guns. This is what they showed on during the investigation. Something in a box. and this stock looks quite a bit different. 1990. I don't know why this is. They had a random one off the internet. I understand this is like this is called Fed. This is really Fed slop. That's what sloppy work is like. And then they said, oh yeah, and then he took it apart, put it together, put it apart. Why didn't he just leave it apart? He put it back together. It's like, the people were just too fucking lazy. Was that a swear? That almost came out as a swear. They were too lazy to take the gun apart. I was like, you know what? Just say you put it back together again. So here it is, back together again after apparently he took it off before he ran off the building. So you just did an assassination. You actually murdered somebody. You've never killed anybody before. You're going to put this, I'm going to put this back together again. Okay. And then, so time is of the essence to try and get away. He's got these things in two parts. Why did he put it back together? Doesn't make any sense, right? Makes no sense. So why didn't he leave the two pieces there in the woods? But anyway, he put it back together and then hit it. Okay. So the parents recognize this gun, which isn't the gun, and is this gun. So how do they recognize the gun? Well, maybe they said, well, it's a World War I Mauser 98 3006. I can't remember. But they certainly, visually, they're not going to recognize this gun. Verbally, they're going to recognize this gun if it was said verbally. But, yeah, okay. So, back on topic. So why are there so many 20-something shooters? One, a failed presidential assassination attempt. And think about school shooters. No other country has so many of these things called a school shooter. Why? Like reasons and why so evil? Why so evil? And this is really quite to lie and to kill and to lie and to all these things. It's and George Webb would probably hate this. I'm gonna try to tackle spirituality, how spirituality fits into all this. So there's quite a few religions involved in this whole thing, as it's kind of like a layer of information, and it's a missing piece. So, and not too many people have attempted it. I believe I have the full version of how religion fits into all this. So the risk is losing viewers. I wish I had viewers so I could lose them. But anyway, so it's going to be an interesting eye popper. So, hey, thank you. This is the first one in a long time. So I hope you enjoyed it. It was entertaining. I forgot to do the like, subscribe, and comment and all that kind of good stuff. By the way, it takes a day to write the script, a day to record it, and a day to video edit it. I'm not going to have as much video editing on this one as I did in previous ones. I just got to I realized I just got to get the message out there. And then apparently people do marketing, which is done while I'm microwaving my coffee in the minute and a half that I have. That's the marketing, or when I'm in the bathroom on the phone. I bring my phone with me. So do all that good stuff for me if you would. Appreciate it. And that's it for now. That's part one. There's going to be so many parts. How many pages did I write? This is page. I think I wrote, let's see, 13 pages. And I only have, hopefully that'll come back into place. Hopefully I can have, at least 3 episodes that I'm going to spit out. I hope I'm not giving out my password here. Where the heck was I? Go back to normal. So, yeah, technical aspect. Anyway. So, there's that. Hopefully, you'll stay tuned for part 2 of it coming out. And appreciate you coming out. Bring a friend next time. You and look into the second assassination attempt if you would. Let me know in the comments below. Comments. Love you guys. Part 2, let's go. To come back to do a proper ending. Also, my mouth was making promises I couldn't keep. Thank you for reminding me about the 2 instances of counterintelligence. Will be covered next in part 2, along with the best of ballistics. I just want to end by saying this, as one human being to another: no matter where you fall politically, your view is probably irrelevant. What? Okay, so I'm sorry. What I mean is, there's one entity, not Indonesia, controlling both sides. They want civil war. Gestalt. Left versus right, illusion blown. So we can disagree strongly, but really left and right is part of the propaganda or the existence of this manufactured paradigm. So both sides should unite to put an end somehow to the corruption. Yeah. Bribery, representation. What did they say? Like the beginning of the Independence Day was, why did they become this America? It's because through taxation without representation. So this is the same thing, taxation without representation through bribery and political contributions only. So that's the second saying that we should be coming out with, right? Bribery, taxation without representation through bribery only. So yeah, and let's unite. We'll end the corruption. So because I'm telling you, if Democrats were in power, the same or worse would happen, like nuclear war maybe. Because to be fair, the CIA, it was the CIA, intelligence agencies, but under the Biden-Obama administration caused the Ukraine war, Ukraine-Russia war. So you go back, watch our video on that, because I found a lost video in Ukrainian by legit patriotic corruption investigators. And I got a translation that reveals amazing things. TDS victims are now screaming, Venezuela! Wait, no. Something about impeaching Trump for pussy grabbing or something. So remember, there's a real person with a family on the other side. Let's choose clarity over chaos, truth investigation over rage, and compassion over dehumanization. So some of the propagandas, let's dehumanize this group or that group. There's a lot. The Democrats brought a lot of awareness about racism and things like that, but they completely neglect the dehumanization of out there that's in the news there all the time. So thanks for listening, my friend. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, and bring a friend next time. Control 3. Sorry, I'm back again. I just figured one thing out. The color of my shirt is the color of my face, and the color of my face is the color of my shirt. So an update's gonna fix that. So next time I should be the right color. All right, really this time, this is the end. That's it. Bye-bye.